Hey guys, Eric Sue here. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another episode of Healthy Living with Eric Sue. I've got a fun, interesting episode for you guys today. I hope you guys stay tuned and listen to the end. So the big mystery is this: how do average Joes and Janes who did not cheat and hire personal trainers and chefs, who want to live fit and healthy, how do we achieve our health and fitness goals and live our healthiest life, yet still have plenty of time to enjoy it? That's the million-dollar question, and this podcast will give you the answer. My name is Eric Sue, and welcome to Healthy Living with Eric Sue Radio. All right, you guys, before I dive into today's episode is sponsored by Fitness Secrets. Fitness Secrets is my top 20 fitness, exercise, core training, cardio training tips that I've learned over the last 15 years. And you can get that at www.goality.com/fitness-secrets. Okay, you guys, welcome back. I am so excited about this episode because this one is a fun one that I was thinking about the other day after working out with a client. And this client of mine is awesome, and he's very consistent, and he asks some great questions. And it got me thinking after this one workout about how to get your body to work longer. And specifically, he was talking about his energy systems for his muscles. So let me describe what was going on. We were strength training. We were using free weights, and we were doing a pyramid set workout with his arms, and we also did some triceps as well. So his biceps and triceps, So we were doing the first set, and it was a lightweight, and we did high reps. And as we got to the heavier weight, he noticed that he was not obviously able to lift those heavier weights to the goal rep that we had set. Now, and that's fine, and I believe in challenging your muscles, putting demand on your muscles, and it's okay to not reach the goal number, because that just sets the bar to what to work towards, right? Okay, so one of his questions was like, okay, so how come I am fatiguing, or at least I feel like my muscles don't want to work anymore? Okay, so have you ever been there? Have you ever worked out and you're lifting weights, and all of a sudden the weight that you're trying to lift is not moving anymore? It's sort of like you reach a fatigue point, and in lifting it's called stick point, where the weight no longer is moving, even though you're trying your hardest to move it, right? Okay, so the way I explained it to him was like this. And I try to do my best to explain things as simple as possible. And if you're ever experiencing a point in your lifting where all of a sudden you're not moving the weight anymore, and it's like you can't do the bicep curl anymore, for example, several things are happening. Number one, your energy stores in your muscles are depleted. And we all have something called ATP in our muscles, and those ATP cells generate energy to allow those muscles to work. Okay, now what's happening here is that in this routine, the pyramid set, I pretty much explain it this way: you have a certain number of energy, or you have a certain level of energy prior to working out, and so let's call it 3 feet of energy, right? And the first set you are lifting, and maybe you use 20% of that energy line. So now your 3 foot goes down to like 2 feet line, 2 feet of energy. And then you do the second set, and then all of a sudden your energy goes down all 30%, 40%, and then now you're about 50%. Okay, so you're at 1.5 of the 3 feet of energy. And so all of a sudden you're lifting the heavy weight, and then the whole energy line, the 1.5 foot of that energy is all zapped, and therefore you're no longer, that muscle is no longer able to lift the weight. Okay, so that energy line is done. Okay, now there are a lot of people who work out, and that energy line does not go all the way down to zero. All right, and so they're able to lift the first weight, they're able to lift the second weight, and then they're able to lift that third weight and complete the number of the weight, or the number of reps, completing the goal reps. And so that person has enough energy still left in his muscles to lift that weight and complete that pyramid set. Okay, so if you're following me now, basically his energy line, which caused him not to be able to lift, has been all used up. And so once you've used it all up, I pretty much use the analogy like dynamite, where all of a sudden that end of that energy line explodes the dynamite, and basically there's no more energy left. And so he's going to hit. He's going to experience a stick point. He's going to experience the weight not moving, and he's going to be struggling trying to get that weight to, or struggling basically to do that curl. Okay, so let me just kind of recap real quick what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about how come he asked the question, how come that he was not able to lift that weight? And maybe I'm explaining it the way I was taught, or I think that it's easy to understand, but essentially basically what I'm talking about is that everyone has a certain amount of energy, and once that energy is used up, that weight, basically the heavier weight that he wants to move, zapped all his energy levels, and he was not able to lift that weight. Another way I guess you could put it is that there was not enough muscle recruitment, and that his overall strength was not large enough to overcome the resistance, the weight, to get it to point A to point B. Okay, so how do we get around this? Well, certainly over time and through consistent putting consistent working out, and that means putting demand on your muscles to recruit more muscles and to increase the muscle ATP energy stores, so that in 2 weeks or 3 weeks of working out consistently, he will have that additional strength to be able to complete the pyramid set, or whatever workout that he couldn't do prior, he could do it moving forward. And so I don't know if I am making any sense at this point, but the whole point here is that you can last longer if you can build up more ATP and recruit more muscle fibers. Okay, ultimately that's what our goal is to improve those factors, and by doing so, if we do this same routine in 2 weeks or so, he would be able to reach that goal rep on that last weight that he was unable to complete. And so if you're working out and you're not able to lift certain weights and do a certain repetition, fear not that that is a issue or a problem to be concerned with, because that is the process of growing, and that's the whole point of challenging yourself, right? If anything, taking it to the other side, if that last weight was too easy to, or he was able to reach that last rep on the last weight, technically you're not challenging your muscles enough anymore, and so that would be a good sign to increase your resistance and change up the weight. And so I want to encourage everyone to consider all this information to their own workout routines so that they can improve themselves, and not consider the idea that if you're unable to lift a weight, it's that it is an issue or a fault with who you are. Consider it an opportunity more than anything. Okay. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And all right, you guys, if there's anyone who wants to learn more about what I do, go ahead and make sure you visit ericwsu.com/radio. And you can also, when you get there, grab my free 7-day e-course and subscribe. Obviously, I hope you guys can, to my podcast here. Rate and review, I always appreciate that. And also, if you grab my e-course, you can also opt in to ask me any questions. I really look forward to those, and hope you guys are doing well, and we'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye. Hey, thanks for listening. Remember to subscribe and leave feedback for me. Would you like me to teach you 7 simple ways to increase your energy for free? If so, go download your free Feel Energized e-course by subscribing to this podcast at ericwsu.com/radio. Also, if you have a question and want it answered live on the show, you can submit your question there.